Hello children, today's lesson is process of respiration. Uh, Respiration is a biological process. Uh, oh, Gas exchanges can be uh, observed in some animals externally. Respiration system, there are three parts. We can talk about the three parts. What is that? Gas exchange between external environment and lungs. You know, external environment and inside uh, there are lungs, right? In lungs, the smallest unit uh, in alveoli inside the lungs. Then and after respiration take place in uh, cells, that is cellular respiration, right? We want to study about these three parts. These three parts are very important things, right? Then here demonstration, it is uh, study about the uh, thoracic cavity. Uh, in our body, thoracic cavity. Inside the thoracic cavity, there are two lungs like this. We take a bottle. This is a bottle as a thoracic cavity. Here, two lungs. Here, balloon layer. That we know that is diaphragm. Diaphragm layer act as a diaphragm layer. When we when you push this balloon layer, it is in the lung, volume of lungs are decrease and release, and downward lungs are increase. Volume of lungs are increase. Right. Here, lungs release oxygen waste. Right. We take into the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide as a waste product. In what happened in respiratory system, the system involved in entering O2 into the lungs and release the gaseous waste product. Gaseous waste products, it is carbon dioxide produced during the biological process in the respiratory system. Right. Right. Here the structure of the human respiratory system. It is start from nasal cavity. This is cavity inside the nose. It is nasal cavity. Buccal cavity, that is open to the mouth. Five ranks. Here the five ranks. Larynx. Here the larynx. And this is the trachea. trachea, it is open to the lungs, and front of the lungs, sternum here, small object. It is not connected to the, it is connected to the rib cage, not connecting lungs. And again, trachea divided into the branches to left and right. Bronchioles, again branches divide into the a small part, it is branches. In this is the layer, tissue layer, muscular layer. It is a diaphragm. It is the margin of the thoracic and abdominal cavity. Right. Main parts of the respiratory system are nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchia, bronchioles, and alveoli. Bronchioles open to the alveoli. Alveoli. This is the alveoli. This is the bronchioles, and this is the cartilage. It is get good shape to the bronchioles. If it is not cartilage, not get a shape. This is alveoli. This part is alveoli. It is filled with air, and blood vessels are covered with alveoli. Nasal cavity. Right. Due to the presence of mucus in the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity, you know, there are mucus. It can moist the area, nasal cavity, and there are numerous cilia present in the lining of the nasal cavity. Cilia. The bacteria, dust, and other waste found in the inhaled air stick into the mucus. Right? That is the function of mucus. This prevents the enter of them into the lungs by rhythmic movement of the cilia. Waste material are sent out. Right? The materials that are collected at the pharynx and remove out the saliva. Then in the nasal cavity, there are some functions. Inhaled air getting moisture and humidity. Right? Then warming up the inhaled air up to the body temperature. Outside air is in low temperature than the body temperature. Removal of foreign matter from inhaled air. That is the function of nasal cavity. Yes, I told that lungs are present in thoracic cavity. This is the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity is protected by ribs. These lines are uh, rib cage, and front side and back side. There we can see the ribs, and sternum here. Sternum connect with the sternum and the backbone. Backbone in back side. Intercostal muscles are present within ribs. They are the pink color intercostal muscles. The lower limit of thoracic cavity is diaphragm. This is the diaphragm, muscular layer. Right. Right. There are two processes, inspiration and expiration. In inspiration, during inspiration, what happened to the thoracic cavity? Air enter into the lungs. Then through the trachea and bronchia and bronchiolus enter into the lungs. Right, the volume of the lungs should be increased. Volume increase. To increase the volume of lungs, volume of thoracic cavity should be increased. Thoracic cavity is volume increase. Intercostal muscle contract. Intercostal muscle contract and increase the size. Rib cage and sternum move upside, and volume is increased. Diaphragm. Right. Diaphragm in curvature and reduce the curvature and increase the volume. Right, diaphragm get down and increase this thoracic cavity volume. Thoracic cavity volume increase, and lungs also increase. So air enter the lungs through the nose. When the thoracic cavity increase, air can get into the lungs easily. That is the inspiration. Right? What is expiration? Right? These are the how the this part is then expiration. Expiration then decrease the thoracic cavity. For expiration to occur, the volume of thoracic cavity is decreased. How it is decreased? Intercostal muscles relax. This is intercostal muscle relax, and sternum and rib cage move into the original position. Right? Then diaphragm also relax and become curved. This is curves. Mm. Right. Due to these activities, volume of the lungs also decrease. Gas inside the lungs move out through the trachea and the nasal cavity. Then alveolus decrease and gas inside the lungs and alveoli move out through the trachea and nasal cavity. That is also right. The gas exchange that take place in alveoli. Right. This is the alveoli. This small part is the alveoli. Inside that, this is a inside figure of the alveoli. This part is air sac. Okay. When we inspire, the oxygen concentration in the alveoli is great than the blood capillary network around it. Then after diffuse out the alveoli into the blood capillaries. Similarly, CO2 and water vapors concentration is greater in the blood capillaries, right? Then CO2 in the blood capillary is carbon dioxide is high concentration and water vapors, right? It is diffused to the diffused to the alveoli and CO2, not oxygen, O2 diffuse out to the alveoli. Right here, it is oxygen diffused to the blood. Here oxygen comes and diffused to the blood vessels. Here, this is a blue color here, and take oxygen getting red color, and carbon dioxide release into the cavity of the alveoli, right? Respiratory surface. What is respiratory surface is wall of the alveoli. This is the wall of the alveoli, thin layer, one cell layer here. The exchange of gas takes place by diffusion. You know, there are several methods to exchange material one to another. in the here one matter is diffusion, right? And other part, characteristic of the respiratory surface, right? The adaptation of the respiratory surface of efficient gas exchange um, are as follows. Surface should be moist and permeable for gas exchange. It want to be moist, easily bind, and permeable member. One layer, it can easily permeable to gas exchange, right? Surface should be thin for diffusion of gas. Thin layer, one cell layer, thin layer, it can diffusion of the gas. A large surface area exchange large volume of gas according to the needs of animal. Right, here are so many alveoli here, then the area is increased. Right, here are so many alveoli, it is increase the area. Surface should be highly vascularized. Here blood capillaries are here. Large number of blood capillaries here, highly vascularized. Right. Then in many animals, body cover act as the respiratory surface and gas exchange through the body cover. Right. In many animals, invertebrates, gas exchange by body cover. The respiratory surface in human is the wall of alveoli, and the adaptation of the alveoli for efficient gas exchange follow. Think what is the uh, efficient gas exchange characters? Thin alveoli wall, moist alveoli surface, moist, thin and moist. Percent of good right, presence of blood capillary network around the alveoli, presence of large number of uh, alveoli sacs, right. Right, that is the structure and function of the our respiratory system. Other part we will talk another day. What is the other cellular respiration and diseases? We will talk next video. Right, thank you.